So we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is in reverse. When the Knight of Swords is in reverse, it means aggressive, hasty, rash, out of control, arrogant, and a bully. The Knight of Swords always walked a thin line between being extraordinary, focused, and downright obsessive. So it is not surprising he has lost control. Reversed, he is a forceful bully. He is a know-it-all, lacking substance behind his words, unable to admit that his hastiness has let him stumble into something that he doesn't even understand. He may try to swindle his way to success. That is the interpretation of the Knight of Swords in reverse. The reflection behind this card is good things take time. What happens when impatience is taken to extremes? What happens when impatience is taken to extremes? Do shortcuts always work? We can suffer missteps and hurt others when we face something to go beyond its usual pace. Slow down. Do you always need everything done now? Have you been disappointed when you rush? Questions here. In what ways can you slow down? In what ways can you slow down? The action behind this card is cultivate patience. Think of the mistakes you've made in the past because you were hasty and what can have been fixed if you were more aware. The journey toward the goal matters as much as the results, okay? The journey towards the goal matters just as much as the results. Learn to appreciate all the little steps you take along the way. Keep in mind, you have to keep an open mind, okay? Keep an open mind. The Knight's beliefs are in danger of becoming rigid and frantical. Focus can turn into dogma and ideology if you're not careful. Be open to opinions and constructive criticism from others. They can help balance you when you need it the most. That is the Knight of Swords in reverse. Again, aggressive, hasty, rash, out of control, arrogant, and a motherfucking bully. Again, it says the Knight of Swords always walked the thin line between being extraordinarily focused and downright obsessive. It is not surprising that you have lost control, okay? When this card is in reversed, you're giving off bully, a forceful bully. I like being a bully, but I don't like you're being a forceful bully. A know-it-all because you don't know it all, okay? Lacking substance behind your words. Your words don't even, what are you even talking about at this point? No. And then you're unable to admit that this hastiness has let you stumble into something that you don't understand. If you don't get it, you don't get it. And now, just because you can't get it, you're going to try to swindle your way to the top. That don't work. Good things take time. Good things, I feel like my Jamaican was coming out. Good things take time. The question to ask, what happens when impatience is taken to the extremes? What happens? What happens when we get impatient and we just go ahead and try to Burger King it, have it our motherfucking way? Shortcuts, I swear, shortcuts don't always work. And if your shortcuts do always work, by all means. Man, listen, that is the Knight of Swords. Up next, we have the Page of Swords. So we all up in the book. We all up in swords. Okay. We have the Page of Swords. Let's see. Give me one moment here. The Page of Swords is also in reverse. So when the Page of Swords, up next is the Page of Swords in reverse. Rude, insult, spiteful, manipulative, gossip, defensive. When the Page of Swords is in reverse, it means mental agility, may be used for more devious purposes. Her talent with words can inflict pain. Do you hear me? Whether covertly or upfront, she can make stinging remarks, creating trouble and rousing anger, okay? She may gossip, turning people against one another. While this can be destructive, the Page of Swords may not even be completely aware of the detrimental behavior. It's that she may not even be aware of that shit. And that's why I say it is important to practice mindfulness, okay? That is the interpretation of the Page of Swords. The reflection of this card, have you been lashing out? Feeling negatively about ourselves can make us project and inflict pain on others, even unintentionally. What in your personal, work, or romantic life makes you unhappy? We want to focus on all the good. What in your personal, work, or romantic life make you unhappy? Can you make a change for the better? Can you make a change for the better? Does a happier outlook on your own life make it easier to be happy for others? Does a happier outlook on your own life make it easier to be happy for others? That is the reflection of this card. The action, the action behind this card is think before you speak. Think before you speak. Maybe you're just someone who tells it like it is, right? Maybe you're someone who just tells it like it is. But when you hurt others with your biting words, you can lose friends. And not only that, you can lose trust. Think of how you can deliver your message without causing anguish. Put yourself in their shoes. Think before you speak. And after you think before you speak, find the missing piece. Find the formula. Find the missing piece. Look inward and find where you are dissatisfied with your life. When we are unhappy, seeing good things happen to others can make us jealous or resentful, okay? Don't deny yourself happiness. Consider what you want and seek it out. Consider what you want and go get it. So the main question is, what in your personal, work, or romantic life can make, that makes you unhappy? What in your personal, work, or romantic life makes you unhappy? And can you change that to make it better? Can you make a change? Hold on. Not can you change that. Can you make a change for the better? Okay, that is the Page of Swords in reverse. Think before you speak. And then find the missing piece. You have to be able to focus in order to focus out. Look inward and find where you are dissatisfied in life. If you feel like you got to be rude, you got to lash out these fucking spiteful insults, you got to be defensive, you got to be manipulative, figure out the missing piece. Look inside and find that motherfucker, okay? Allow yourself to be cracked open. That is the name of the brand. Shout out to Cracked Open, the brand. Allow yourself to be cracked open. Allow yourself to be cracked open. Surrender to the alchemy of life. Rock bottom. Find the if it has to take you hitting rock bottom to find that motherfucker, find the missing piece. Look inward and find where you are dissatisfied at, where you disqualified yourself at in your life before you start pointing a finger at somebody else. But again, sometimes it's not even intentional. So again, the question's for your ass. Have you been lashing out? Yes or no? That is just, have you been lashing out? Yes or no? It ain't no yeah, but, no, but yes or no. I'm going to stop right there. Up next, we have the Devil card. This is just reverse city today. All right, so this is in reverse. The Devil in reverse. Independence, freedom, restoring control, release, reclaiming power. Okay, this is the Devil in reverse. When the Devil is in reverse, when the Devil card is reversed, he does not arise menacingly out of the unconscious, but is consciously confronted. Okay, he is seen for what he is, a demon that we have created by projecting all of our shame, all of our fears, anxieties, and perceived negative qualities into a symbol. The reverse devil can also indicate the retreat back into our darkest selves, overcome with shame or guilt. The reflection of this card is you are in the process of confronting your shadow self. You may not be close to having, you are in the process of confronting your shadow self, and you may be close to having a breakthrough. Are you breaking the chains of poor habits? Are you breaking the chains of misbelief systems? Maladaptive belief systems, or outworn perspectives? At this juncture, your inner demons can make one last push. Listen here. It can make one last push that is stronger than ever. Now is the time to stay rooted in self-awareness. Stay rooted in self-awareness. And once you do that, the action behind this card is you nurture independence. Maybe there was something you thought you desperately needed, but later realized that it wasn't integral to your happiness. Think of how liberating it felt to lose that burden and what you could do now if you had that freedom. And once you do that, share your shame. And that's what I say, share your story. Keeping your darkest thoughts secrets, like keeping your darkest thoughts a secret, allows them to fester. And when they freaking fester, they get it's it gets infested. When you share what shames you, you may discover that these thoughts aren't as awful or uncommon as you think they are. Bring them to light, explore them with someone that you trust. Okay, that is the devil card in reverse. Up next, we have temperaments. And the temperaments is in upright position. So when temperaments is in upright position, it means moderation, patience, caution, thoughtfulness, peace, and alignment. Now let's talk. I'm here for it. Now let's talk. Now that we got that out of the way, now let's talk. The interpretation of temperaments. At the heart of the temperaments card is the concept of alchemy, of mixing diverse concepts into a greater whole. It is the understanding that multiple viewpoints, perspectives, beliefs, and ideas can be crystallized into something beautiful with thoughtfulness and cooperation. It is through avoiding extremes and taking the path of moderation that excellence can be born. I'm going to read that again because I got to get it all. At the heart of the temperaments card is the concept of alchemy and mixing diverse concepts into a greater whole. It is the understanding that multiple viewpoints, multiple perspectives, multiple beliefs, and ideas can be crystallized into something beautiful with thoughtfulness and cooperation. It is through avoiding extremes and taking the path of moderation that excellence can be born. Okay? The reflection behind this card, you understand that the best outcomes often arise from a blend of different approaches. You understand, okay? You understand the best outcomes often arise from a blend of different approaches. You may naturally seek the unison of many ideas, many desires, many beliefs, and attitudes. Do this individualistic. Okay, I got this all wrong. Does this individualistic way of dealing with things bring you a feeling of peace? Does doing it, because I'm not getting jiggy with this word, I'll put it up, but I'm having a hard time goddamn saying it, goddamn it. Does this individualistic, my Jadakiss voice, does this individualistic way of dealing with things bring you a feeling of peace? So in other words, if you had a slow moment just now like I did, does doing it one way, does dealing with things one way bring you a feeling of peace? And in what areas of your life have you found success through blending and mixing diverse elements? Okay. Give me a minute. Okay. All right. So the action behind this card is practice gratitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. Practice gratitude. Challenge yourself to appreciate the best of every experience that you have today. Consider what you can learn about each of these experiences that you can incorporate into your life. Practice gratitude. That is the action for this card. Temperaments. That's that balance. Challenge yourself to sorry, I think it cut off. So practice gratitude. Challenge yourself to appreciate the best of every experience that you have today. Consider what you can learn about each of these experiences that you can incorporate into your life. So that is the action behind temperaments. After you practice gratitude, contemplate alchemy. Contemplate alchemy. This is the art of blending and mixing different elements to create a better whole. Okay, think of an example in your life where the combination of something is better than its parts. So it says, think of an example in your life where the combination of something is better than its parts. Woo. Try to appreciate how wonderful things are when they come together versus remaining separate. This can teach you a lot about temperaments. Okay, because you're going to be around a lot of different people with different perspectives and different beliefs. Like, this is going to damn sure teach you a lot about temperaments. About, okay, I can make this work with this person. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, but they play an important role into the whole part, into the whole piece. So that's what I get from the temperaments card. And then up next, we have the 3 of Wands. So up next, we have the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is also in upright position. When in upright position, it means expansion, progress, momentum, long-term view, stable foundation. Okay, stable foundation. Now, the Three of Wands and upright, the interpretation of this card. First steps have been taken to execute plans. Okay? The first steps have been taken. Okay? The first step has been taken to execute plans and to pursue dreams. Momentum is great. Momentum is great. Tasks are being completed. Okay? I'm sorry, but this, I have to read it this way. Tasks are being completed, each one taking you closer to the vision. Each one taking the fool closer to his vision. He develops a strong foundation. He develops a strong foundation and confidence grows. His vision expands. His vision expands. He's empowered. He surveys what lies before him and realizes that he can do so much more. He can do so much more. The future reveals itself to him. Like, wow. That's why I say allow yourself to be cracked open. The future reveals itself to him, full of hard work, but also great reward. It's not going to be easy. It's full of hard work, but great reward. The reflection of this card. Your high productivity is helping you make progress towards your creative, towards your personal or professional goals. What victories have you had recently? It may seem like anything is possible now, right? Use that excitement. Fucker, use that excitement. What would you want if you could have anything? What big dreams are you suppressing in the name of being realistic? All right. So again, what big dreams are you suppressing in the name of being realistic? Okay. The action behind this card is to celebrate, to expand your vision, and to consider the narrative. Okay. Celebrate. Celebrating your achievements can keep motivation high. When things get tough, it's these moments that can help you maintain optimism. Once you celebrate your achievements, expand your motherfucking vision. Expand your vision. Now is the time to dream big. Don't let the notion of what is realistic block you from wanting more. Daring to want something can be the first step to making it come true. We're not doing that. I see it when I believe it. No, we see it and then we believe it. Daring to want something can be the first step to making it come true. Once you expand your vision, consider the narrative. Examine the stories that you tell yourself about success often. Examine the stories that you tell yourself about success often. The way we see ourselves are our abilities end up dictating our actions. So often the way we see ourselves and our abilities can end up dictating our actions. So again, be mindful, gratitude. Examine the stories that you tell yourself about what is success and what is the things that you want. Because a lot of times we see ourselves and we see our abilities and that ends up dictating our actions. So just think about that. It really matters how you see yourself. Examine the stories about what you tell yourself about what success is. Examine those stories. And you'll be like, damn, that's your story? Like, examine the stories that you tell yourself about success. Because a lot of times, the way we see ourselves and our abilities, that ends up dictating our actions. And that can be the determining factor of do you love yourself or not? Consider the narrative. Examine the story. Virgos examine the story. We're going to examine the story. So celebrate, expand your vision, and consider the narrative. That is going to determine the progress. That is going to determine how fast or slow you go. That is going to determine the long-term view. Well, looky. That's going to determine a stable and solid foundation. That is the Three of Wands. I promise we are almost done. The next card is the Four of Swords. It is in upright position. All right, the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is in upright position. When the Four of Swords is in upright position, it means rest, recuperation, retreat, healing, preparation, and sanctuary. So the interpretation of the Four of Swords in upright position. The Fool knows that she cannot go further without a time of retreat and recuperation. She has faced a lot of pressure. She has faced a lot of grief and sadness from a traumatic event of chronic stress. The Four of Swords is a time of healing, a time of self-protection and self-care in the quiet of solitude. In the quiet of solitude, she finds sanctuary. She must conserve. She must replenish her energy to prepare for what is next to come. Okay? The reflection of this card. Stress arises from feeling that everything is urgent. Everything ain't urgent, which isn't always true, okay? Stress arises from feeling that everything is urgent, which isn't always true. What stresses are you facing at work? What stresses are you facing at home or elsewhere? What do you need to break from? What do you need a break from? Without awareness of how we deal with stress, our bodies can force us to take a break. Go sit down. Life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. How can you treat yourself more kindly and guard your energy? The action behind this card is, you know the answer to that. How can you treat yourself more kindly and guard your energy? Ask for help. Identify deadlines. Nourish yourself. If you're stressed about taking a break, if you're stressed about taking the break that you need, find someone who can handle some of your responsibilities. Remind yourself that you are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. Okay? Ask for help. Once you ask for help, identify the deadlines. Deadlines help separate actual time-sensitive emergencies from other less urgent tasks, okay? And it will encourage you to pace yourself. So identify deadlines. Deadlines help you be like, okay, is this time sensitive? Is this urgent or no? Because we spend a lot of times on this app, so I don't think you as busy as you say you is. So identify deadlines. Deadlines help separate the actual, factual, time-sensitive things that you need to do. It separates the time-sensitive from the less urgent tasks. And once you identify those deadlines, nourish yourself. Find space in your busy-ass schedule. Find space in your busy schedule to set down a weekly self-care routine. Whether that means taking a long bubble bath or a walk through the woods. Okay? Block that time out just for you, just for yourself. This is not up for negotiation. This is the end of this reading, the Four of Swords. And also, I got some important information coming up. So stay tuned. I'll be back, y'all.